everybody, thanks for joining me today on my channel. My name is Chris with Kristen's Crafts, and today I am bringing you the 12th prompt for the 20 days of cut files that is being put on by Confessions of a Paper Addict. Now, I'm a little bit behind. Later today I'll be coming out with the 13th prompt. Although today is the 12th, we're doing this by New Zealand time, and so they're a little bit ahead. So I was working in office last week, and it was just it's a hard week when I'm in the office. So I decided I would go ahead and come on and do today's. Now, the 12th prompt is music, and I really didn't have anything music related right now that I could scrapbook about or use in my December daily. So I'm kind of breaking the rules again. Not only am I late, but I'm not following the prompt. So I'm just doing another wreath file again because I wanted you to see what you can do for your December dailies with what Virginia has in her shop. So this is her December daily wreath file, and I absolutely love it. I cut it on my Cricut. Now, my Cricut blade needs to be replaced because I cut glitter with it. So if you look close, it's not 100% perfect, but that's okay. It's going in my book. I'm not worried about it. So I backed it onto this vellum. And now what I want to show you is how you can make an easy shaker pocket. Now, I went ahead and glued this on, and as you can see, this is not perfect. There's spots on here that the cut file is not 100% adhered to the vellum. Where you need it to be 100% is on the inside, where you're actually going to have the shaker pocket and sequence going in. You need to have a good seal going all the way around. So what I'm going to do is just run this fine line, or this is like score tape that I got from the Spiegelman Scraps website. And I'm just going to run this all the way around the edge of the cut file. I don't think it's going to show too terribly bad. I'm also going to run a little bit here so that my tabs are sturdy and they're held together, and then I will hole punch them. So she has, Virginia has a lot of these in her shop of December daily things that you can put into your book, and they're really cool. They're just great little fillers that you can add in. Now, if you wanted, it does include a cut file with this one where you can cut the solid piece to put between it, and you don't have to put the cut file on each side. I wanted something that is a shaker pocket that you can see from either side, so that's why I didn't cut the inside part out, the solid part. But again, you can do it if you want for your book. I like these little interactive things that go in the book that just kind of add interest as you're flipping through the December daily. I re-scrap all these pictures in my 12 by 12. So this book is just like a fun one that we can pull out each holiday that strictly is going with what is happening, you know, and just kind of a brief highlight. Now, what you'd also think about doing is doing foam tape, but as you can see, if I was to put foam tape, you would really be able to see this. Once I pull the backing off, you're not going to be able to see that as much. You might see a little bit, but not to where it's going to take away from the cut file. So mine is not going to be thick either because I don't have that foam in there, and that's okay. I don't really want thickness in my book because when I'm all done, I will have a lot. So what I think I'm going to do is just add some stars in here. And I'm just going to grab just a variety of sequins that I have in my stash. So I have these stars, which will be cute. And you just want to keep them kind of to the center. Yeah, let me put the seal on that one. And then let's see what else I can find in here. Let's go ahead and put some red and some gold. And that way they'll just kind of pop out and through the, and you'll just be able to see just a little bit coming through the vellum. The vellum will really tone it down. And like I said, you just want to keep it to the middle because once you take that adhesive off, these little sequins tend to want to stick to that adhesive, and you want to keep it away until you actually have it all put together, and then you can kind of shake it up. And let's put some gold in here. Okay, that looks pretty good. And again, I'm just going to kind of move them to the middle. We'll shake them up when we're done. Now, the best way to go ahead and get these matted or put together is to start with a small section. So the first thing I'm going to do is the tabs, and I'm going to try and line the tabs up first before I pull everything else off. Because like you can see right here, just even bouncing it makes all of it bounce, you know, shake. So I'm going to go ahead and try and line all that up the best I can. All right, and then just push down. So now that I have the tabs in place, the next one I'm going to grab is this one here at the bottom, and I'm just going to grab the end, kind of slide it off, and again, just push down onto the shaker. Now this last one is a full piece, so we're going to start at the corner here. And I'm not going to take it all the way off. I'm just going to start matching up the edges, because with the bulk, it kind of is adding a little bit away from the edge there, if that makes sense. And I'm just kind of matching it up and pushing it down as I pull the backing off of the adhesive. Just making sure everything is still kind of lining up with the bulk of the sequence being in there. And there you go. And now just kind of shake it up to mix everything up. And that looks pretty good. Now again, it's not perfectly lined because of the fact that I had to add the bulk of the sequence, kind of messed up the lining of it up. You can try and move it, but I think it's okay. Now what I might do is go and take some green ink. So let me grab my ink. That one might work. Let me see what else I have. Let's see if the peeled paint looks better. And all I'm going to do is run just a little bit on the edges. And what that's going to do is just keep that bright white from looking bright white. Let me grab my applicator. And you don't need a lot. It's just going to tone down the white that's kind of peeking through and have it blend in. If this was a thicker cut file, I could actually go and maybe trim that, but there's not a lot on the other side to trim off. So I'm just going to leave it and just do the inking. And check the other side and do the same thing. All right, so there is that. Now, I didn't back the berries because what I thought I could do is just add some enamel dots. So let me go ahead, put this back. I have some red gems here that I thought I could just use these. I think I just got these at the dollar store. And so I'm just going to put one in each of the holes. And I'll do that on each side. And that's just going to add a little bit of texture and a little bit of fun when you put it into your December daily. Now make sure that you check out everyone who's playing along in the description boxes below. I will make sure I have their links added. I know I haven't had them added for the last few days. I'm going to go back today onto the computer now that I'm home and make sure all my descriptions are all up to date so that you guys can follow those links. Also make sure that you check out Virginia's Etsy shop over on Confessions of a Paper Addict. She again has 25% off on all of her cup files until the 20th New Zealand, which is noon on the 19th in the US. Let's see. I've just been having fun. I've been going through, and she added 40 new cut files to her page or her website for the month. She also, if you are on her Facebook group, she's given out 4 free cut files for the month that you can download for free if you're on her Facebook page. And I think those are just there for the month. So make sure you hurry on over if you haven't already and join her Facebook group and get those free cut files. Like I said, she just does a fun job. Now, there's some people that are, if Christmas isn't your thing, because they're in New Zealand and it is summertime over there, there are some that are doing 20 days of summer cut files. So if you want some summertime inspiration, go check them out as well. Not everybody is doing the Christmas thing, but I am, and I'm having a fun month. I went the other night with my mom and dad, and I played Only Child for the evening. I went out after work. I work in the same town that they live in, and since I was in office, I always make sure that I stop over to their house a couple times during the week just to see if they need anything done. Like Wednesday, I took their garbage can out to the curb, and then she had some Christmas decorations that she wanted carried up. Things like that. They usually try and be self-sufficient and don't ask, but occasionally I can get them. And then I usually will take their dog for a walk around the yard. He loves his being spoiled. So Friday night, I grabbed them and took them out to one of our favorite local restaurants. And we had dinner together. And then afterwards, I drove them around town, past our old house where we grew up, and then down to the next town next to us to look at the Christmas lights. And we had my Sirius radio going with the Christmas carols going, and singing Christmas songs, and just brought back memories of my childhood, because that's something that my parents and our family would do. Is we would always go for rides through the neighborhood and look at Christmas lights. And even then, it wasn't anywhere near what the Christmas lights are now. And my dad had some health issues, and so now his vision isn't, he's lost the vision in one eye, so his night driving is limited. So he was rather enjoying the fact that we were just aimlessly driving through the neighborhoods, and he didn't have to worry about doing the driving. He could just enjoy the moment. So yeah, so that's why my videos are a little late. You know, you have to do the fun things. All right, so now that I have all of those on, and see how it just adding that little bit of enamel dots, just pop that up. And those are just from the Dollar Tree. Those weren't even expensive. So now I want to kind of decorate, I think, the outside, and I still have these puffy stickers sitting on my desk. And so I thought I could do a Merry Christmas. Now, keep in mind, this is vellum, so I will see it from the back side. And if that bothers you, then you might want to find something that matches that you can put on both sides. But I'm just going to put the Merry Christmas on the one side, and then I thought I could just go ahead and put this one on this side. It kind of takes away from the fact that you've got something on the other side. I mean, you could still see it, but it's not terrible. And now I just need to put it in my book. And what I do is, just to line up the holes where I want them, I'm going to take just one of my page protectors that I have, and I'm just going to look and see where I want to hole punch it. And actually, I have a 3-hole punch. Let me see if I can get it in deep enough. Okay, so it's not perfect, but that's okay. As long as there's enough of it to hold it in place. And actually, I want it to go the page ahead of it. So I had done, I just put up on my channel today my day 4. And I thought it needed a little something between day 3 and day 4. So I thought this would be a perfect transition between the one event and the other. So now it will go in here, and I'll have my day 3, and then it'll just move into my day 4 and keep going. So make sure you check out Virginia's channel. Like I said, these are really cool. I love these little tabs that we have in here, and you can resize them on your machines to any size that will fit your book. So if you have a bigger book, if you're doing 12 by 12, you could make it to fit into a 12 by 12 album. I just have my 6 by 8, and I think it's just a fun little element to add a little whimsy. And I will probably go back and just add a little couple spots of glue just to keep everything in place. And that is it. So I want to thank you guys for stopping by. I will have the other one coming up later, probably this evening. This is Sunday, so I'm trying to get caught up before I have to start work tomorrow. And then we'll be back to being all caught up. So I think we're on now, I'll have day 13 coming up out of 20. So we got one more week to go. Thanks for stopping by, and we will see you again later.